Middlesbrough are your outright leaders over in the Championship, with both Sheffield clubs destined for relegation. But what will happen this coming match day? We're going to get into it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at Championship football. It is match day number 5, with Middlesbrough currently top of the pops. They're joined by the Baggies, that's right, who sit in number 2 spot. But who will be there at the end of this coming match day? We'll get into all that and more in a second. But before that, big shout out to Match Bingo for supporting the channel, of course. They've been supporting us in the Championship predictions and, of course, the watch-alongs. Of course, currently, buy 4, get 1 free with the Match Bingo. And also, just let you know, that's over 200 grand has been won so far. And I nearly won couple of weeks back. I'm hoping to win this coming match day, of course, as Watford entertain Blackburn Rovers. So make sure you check that out. Links in the description. It is pretty easy. It's kind of like a lucky dip here. You buy a couple of tickets or 1 or 2 tickets, whatever suits your, floats your boat. And then, of course, you've got various scenarios that are kind of dedicated or generated by your bingo card, whether it's substituted on the 7th minute or any 7th minute goal in the first half, a goal in the second half, a red card, a yellow card, any little incidents. Of course, if you can match 5 across the line there, then, of course, you win. Well, I don't say you win it. You have a chance to win it because you're in dedicated games. I'm elaborating. It's fun. I've had a laugh with it so far, and I'm going to continue to have a laugh. Anyway, that is that. Check out the link down below. Hoot, hoot, hoot. Of course, yeah, please, get clicking and get predicting. That's right. We're going to predict the games right here, right now, with a look back at, of course, the last round of games. Of course, these are those coming at you on the screen right about now. And I did all right with my picks. We'll see how well you guys did as well. But kicking on forward, Leicester did beat Birmingham 2-0. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Middlesbrough with a 1-0 win over Sheffield. I went with a 2-1 win, not too shabby there. QPR bounced back with a 3-1 win over Charlton. They needed a response, didn't they, after that thumping. Stoke City, though, lost at home to West Brom. Rovers lost at home to Norwich City. Bristol City with a 4-2 win over Hull City. And Ipswich and Derby, 4 goals predicted, 4 goals scored, 2-2 though in the end. Millwall with a 2-0 loss to Wrexham. Oxford and Coventry with a massive 2-2 draw there. Paul Pompey, one of the winners of Preston, got that one spot on the nose. Sheffield Wednesday, though, did lose to Swansea, and Watford pulled off a massive 2-2 scoreline against Southampton. That's right. And the table, my friends, looks like this at the moment. As you see, it is Borough, it is West Brom, Stoke is still up there, Leicester, Coventry and Bristol City. Going down, United, that's Sheffield United. Wednesday, that's Sheffield Wednesday, and then Oxford with the point at the moment. Rovers, though, not doing the greatest either, but a win for us this weekend. We could mathematically go up to 11th. That's right. So that is that. Meanwhile, over in the prediction league itself, the Super Brewski, James BSC kicking out and taking a 17.5 points for him this past week. I got myself 9.5, I believe. I'm hoping these are updated. It should be. Preston Hinton up there with 14 points. And Turtle, that's right, the ledge. Of course, so those are the bronze and all the medalists there. Of course, get your name in here, get predicting, and see how well you could do. But the overall table now looks a little bit like this. Clashing Man tops the charts there with 42.0. Relina Peace up there with 41. And Zip Zip down a couple of spots to number 3. I am not doing great. Where am I? 39th right now. But again, it's a marathon, guys, not a sprint. So that's, of course, the prediction league. It is still honky-conky going on right now. And we're looking forward to the next round of games, which are coming at you very, very soon, of course, including, but you'll make sure to use the link right here, right now. 100% free. Of course, I'm not trying to spam you. It's just get involved, get predicting, and have a good fun, of course, and see if you can outpredict me week in, week out. Alrighty then, folks. These are the next round of games that are coming at you on the week of the 12th of September. We're going to kick it all off with a trip to Portman Road. Of course, Ipswich Town struggling right now against Sheffield United, also struggling with both sides want to be moving up the table now. They played 36 times since 1993, 12 wins Ipswich, 8 wins Sheffield United. There's been 16 draws. Ipswich coming into this on 19th right now with 3 points for the name, up against the Blades with 24th, 5 defeats on the spin. And currently, as of recording, I am recording this very, very early. Ruben Sellis is in charge, but that could change when, of course, this video drops, because I'm on the road for the next 10 days or so, so I have to record this now. Anyway, coming into this, they last played at Portman Road and resulted in a 1-1 scoreline back in December 2018, of course. In fact, the last 2 at Portman Road resulting in draws. Of course, speaking of draws, Ipswich are on the back of a 2-2 scoreline, and Sheffield United are on the back of back-to-back 1-0 losses, losing to Swansea, losing to Millwall, then, of course, Borough. So coming into this, Sheffield United 10-7 on at the moment for the odds here. 4-1 is your Sheffield United, 13-5 is the draw. And honestly, right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruben Sellis is gone by the time this game comes on. It is an international break. This is, of course, when managers can make a decision and have an appointment made. So if I'm a betting man, Ruben Sellis. probably gone by the time this video goes out. Anyway, I'm going to go with a 2-0 winners anyway, regardless. Ipswich Town, I think at home they should win this game, so I'll back them to win. Meanwhile, Charlton taking on Millwall. It's coming up over at the Valley. That's right. Nathan Jones's boys are 16th right now, 4 points for them for the season. But they're winless in the last 4. Up against Millwall under Alex Neil, they've won 4 and drawn, lost 2 in the last 6. But they played Charlton 21 times since 1993. The hosts have only won once, actually only won 3 times in those 21. Millwall winning 10 of them. There's been 8 draws. They last played at the Valley. It was a 1-0 win for Millwall back in July 2020. Millwall are actually unbeaten against Charlton over the last 5 competitive matches. Coming into this, the Millwall on the back of that 2-0 loss to Wrexham. Charlton on the back of that 3-1 loss to QPR. The odds for this one, 6-4. Issue Charlton 7-4. Yeah, Millwall 23-10 is the draw. Of course, the Old London affair on this one. I'm leaning towards. I think got Charlton getting something out of this. Yeah, going for the win for Charlton. It's a Nathan Jones special, this one, I imagine. Meanwhile, Oxford United, massive point for them this past weekend, taking on Leicester now at the Kazam. Gary Rowett's boys are still 22nd with just the 1 point for the season. Up against Leicester, another Marty Cofientes. That's right, 4 wins in the last 6 matches. They played 3 times since 1993, 1 win apiece and 1 draw. They last played at this venue or in Oxford. It was probably before the Kazam back in April 1994. It was a 2-2 scoreline way back, and both sides were in the Championship. Speaking of 2-2s, Oxford are on the back of a 2-2 score against Coventry. Leicester on the back of that 2-0 win over Birmingham. The odds right here, right now, for this one, 7-2 is your Oxford, 5-4 on is your Leicester, 5-2 is the draw. Don't write off Oxford, guys. I think there's something in here. I think they're going to get a W with a 2-0 win over Leicester. Meanwhile, we go to Preston as they take on Middlesbrough, coming at you at Deep Dale. That's right, Paul Heckenbottom's boys are 9th right now, back-to-back defeats. Up against the Borough under Rob Edwards, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They played 26 times in 2006. 7 wins for the Nobbers, 12 wins for the Borough, and 7 draws. They last played at Deep Dale. It was a 2-1 win for Preston back in January 2025. It's actually been 3 wins on the bounce for Preston over Middlesbrough. They seem to have them on paper when they come to Deepdale. But Preston are on the back of back-to-back losses, losing to Wrexham in the Cup at Deepdale, losing to Pompey on the road. As for Borough, though, they are top of the league. They are out of the Cup, though, so fully focused on the league at the moment. The odds right here, right now, 2-1 is your Preston, 13-10 is your Borough, 12-5 is the draw. Go for a Borough victory, I think. They've got the tails up. They're adding some players. They're spending a bit of cash, it looks like. So I think they're cooking right now, and I think they're gonna take some beating under Rob Edwards there. Meanwhile, moving forward is Coventry. It is Norwich coming out to the RCA, whatever you call it, arena. Coventry coming into this under Frank Lampard. They are 5th right now, but back-to-back games without a win in all competitions. Up against Norwich under Liam Manning, they've won 3, they've lost 3 over the last 6. They played 32 times since 1993. 7 wins for Coventry, 16 wins for Norwich, 9 draws. They last played at Coventry. It was a 1-0 win for Norwich, who are unbeaten against Coventry over the last 6. They've won 5 and drawn the 1. Now, Norwich's away form is pretty spectacular right now. They've won 3 on the bounce on the road. It's their home form that sucks. As for Coventry, their last home match generated a 7-1 win over QPR. The odds for this one, Coventry probably favoured 11-8. On is your Coventry, 7-2 is your Norwich, 11-4 is the draw. Thinking about that though, I was going to lean towards Norwich, but I'm going to give it to Coventry. I think 3-1 win just to go that home form. And again, I think there's a lot of teams that are going to be competing for the same points here, and it's going to be difficult to decide who is. The stable could be wacky, could be completely wacky in about a month's time. So we'll see. Moving on, we got to go to Sheffield Wednesday as they take on Bristol City, coming at Hillsborough. Henrik Pedersen's boys are 23rd right now, with just 1 point for the season, just 1 win in the last 4. Bristol City up against under Gerhard Struber, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 6th right now. 8 points for the name. They played 29 times in 2003, 10 wins Wednesday, 9 wins Bristol City. There's been 10 draws, including back-to-back draws between these two sides. 1 at Hillsborough, 2-2 it was way back in January 2025. Swansea, though, did beat Sheffield Wednesday last time around. Bristol City puts 4 past Hull last time around. The odds here, 21-20 is your... Nope, wrong one there. The odds are 3-1 is your Sheffield Wednesday, 10-9 on your Bristol City, 12-5 is the draw. Gonna go with another point at the bag here for Wednesday. No matter what, I know there's a lot going on with them right now, but they still are a tricky old sticky little team, especially at home. So I'm going to give them a point in the bag here. Stoke City, they're taking on Birmingham, coming at you at the Bet365. Coming at you, Stoke and Mark Robbins now 3rd and 7, 9 points for them. Back-to-back defeats in all shapes and sizes. Up against Birmingham, the Chris Davies at back-to-back defeats for them. They sit 10th right now with 7 points. They played each other 28 times since 1993. 7 wins for Stoke, 14 wins for Birmingham. There's been 7 draws. They last played at the Bet365. It was 2-1 win for Birmingham back in January 2024. Stoke, though, on the back of back-to-back defeats, back-to-back home defeats, back-to-back games without a goal. Goodness gracious me. Up against Birmingham, back-to-back games without a goal as well. Of course, international break coming at the right time. Get some players back for them. and maybe get them scoring boots back on. The odds for this one, though, Stoke are 7-4, Birmingham are 6-4, 23-10 is the draw. However, I'm going to go with a 1-1 on this one again. Points split right down the middle. Meanwhile, Swansea taking on Hull City, coming at you over in Wales. Swansea under Alan Shearer are unbeaten right now in the last 5, so it says 7th. Going under the radar a little bit with 7 points. Up against Hull, Sergej Djakarovic, just 1 win in the last 6. They sit 17th with 4 points. They played each other 26 times since 2003. 8 wins Swansea, 11 wins Hull, 7 draws between the two sides. They last played in Wales, 1-0 win as it was back in April 2025. Swansea are on the back of that 2-0 win over Wednesday. Hull on the back of that 4-2 loss to Bristol City. The odds for this one, 21-20 is your Swansea, 27-10 your Hull, 12-5 is the draw. Got to back Swansea right now, cooking with gas. 2-0 winners for them. Then, of course, we go to the game of the day. Now, I'm hoping to be here on the microphone, but, Billy Pete, if you're listening, I might need you. I'll be driving back up on this day, on this morning. I'm hoping to make it back. I have been able to do it before. It's going to be tight, though. Vicarage Road is the venue. Watford under Paolo Palazino, just 1 win in the last 6. However, unbeaten them in the last 3. Up against Rovers under Valerie Ishmael, just 1 win in the last 6. Not great form for us at all. But we've played Watford 18 times since the year 2000. 8 wins for Watford, 7 wins for Rovers, 3 draws between the two sides. They last played at Watford, 1-0 win as it was for the Hornets back in October 2024. Coming into this, back-to-back draws for Watford. Rovers on a defeat last time around against Norwich. However, our last away match was a result, a win for us. 6-5 is your Watford, 21-10 is your Rovers, 5-2 is the draw. I'm going for it, guys. I haven't predicted a victory for Rovers all season long. I'm going to stick my neck out on the block on this one and go for it. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Rovers. Hopefully some new signings. Who knows? And maybe a bit of confidence to get back into the veins. Moving on, we go West Bromwich Albion. They take on Derby County. That's coming at you at the Hawthorns. West Brom under Ryan Mason. They sit second right now, 10 points for them. Just 1 defeat in the whole season. Against Derby under John Eustace, just 1 win over the last 6. They sit 21st. But, of course, they have been spending quite heavily this season. And they seem to have, they'll have a completely new team when they come back. But will that team be ready? They played West Brom 25 times since 1993. 6 wins for the Baggies, 13 wins for Derby. There's been 6 draws. They last played at the Hawthorns. It was a 3-1 win for Derby back in April 2025. In fact, Derby have an incredible record against West Brom. Looking back, they've won 5 of the bouts in all shapes and all sizes, including they played each other in the Cup this season at the Hawthorns. West Brom, on the back of that one, win away to Stoke. Derby with a 2-2 scoreline away to Ipswich. There'll be 3 away matches on the bounce for Derby. 10-9 on is your West Brom, 31-10 is your Derby, 25 is the draw. It'll be a completely new Derby and one that could win this game, but they're not going to win it. It's 2-0 winners, West Brom. Into the next one, we go Wrexham taking on QPR. That's right, around the racecourse ground. Wrexham and Phil Parkinson are 15th right now, 4 points for the season. Back-to-back wins, unbeaten in the last 3. Up against QPR under Julian Stefan. They are 18th with just 1 win in the last 6. They played twice in 2003, 2 wins out of 2 for QPR. They last played in Wales. It was a 2-0 win for QPR at Wrexham back in September 2003. Wrexham, though, on the back of back-to-back away wins. Their last home match was a 2-2 scoring against Sheffield Wednesday. QPR's last away match was that 7-1 tonking by QPR. 5-4 on is your Wrexham, 10-3 is your QPR, 13-5 is the draw. Another win in the bag, I think, for Deadpool FC. 3-0 winners. And, of course, the dream is alive. And then finally, with a ding-dong classic we have on the 14th of September. It's the South Coast Derby. Southampton will still up against Portsmouth and John Mousinho. Southampton currently find themselves 13th with 5 points, up against Pompey, who are 8th with 7 points. They played 10 times in 2003, 5 wins for the Saints, 3 wins for Pompey, and 2 draws. Southampton, though, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Against Portsmouth, we've actually got a less win rate right now, 58% for them at the moment. They last played over at St Mary's as a 2-2 scoreline back in April 2012. It's pretty tight on the old form. In fact, over the form of the last 6. Everyone's won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2. Southampton on the back of a 2-2 away result against Watford. Pompey on the back of that 1-0 win over Preston. The odds for this one, 2013 on is your Saints, 50-4 is your Pompey, 3-1 is the draw. Of course, games like this, form goes out the window, so I'm going to chuck a massive 2-2 in here to, of course, split the difference. And that, my friends, is what I've got. Make sure, of course, you get your own predictions in as well. But this is what the table will look like if I'm right. It'll be Middlesbrough with 5 wins on the bounce for me. West Brom will be in second spot, going down as Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, and Derby County still. That's right, but of course, it is still madly early. So cool your jets. And again, that link for the prediction league is there. I hope to see you back with, of course, some predictions next time around. But until then, once again, shout out to Match Bingo for sponsoring the video. Until then, though, I'll see you soon. Whenever I return, I'm out.